Hey, good morning, guys. This is Reggie Pegues coming to you from the NYC, prosperingdads.com, and we'll continue with our You Are Worthy series this morning. And as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, this started off as a Facebook Live video. So as people come on, just accommodate me as I acknowledge them. If you jump on, type into the comments, let me know where you are coming from so I can shout you out this morning. And as you can see today, our topic is you have to show up in your life. You have to show up in your life. And you may be asking, Reggie, what do you mean? Each and every day, we have people who experience various different things as we go through life. We experience loss, we experience challenges, we experience happiness, we experience sadness, we experience abundance, we experience loss. But many people don't show up in their own life, meaning that they don't take responsibility for what it is they have or what they don't have or what they're experiencing or what they're not experiencing or what they desire to have as opposed to what they lack. The first step that we all must do is we got to take responsibility for whatever it is, wherever you find yourself presently right now. We need to take responsibility. I had to learn this lesson, a few years back, because many of us, oftentimes, including myself, we would say, well, I want this. I want to have this in my life. I want to have this type of lifestyle. I want to have this type of relationship. I want to have this type of income. But we don't show up to do it. We don't take responsibility and say, listen, who do I need to become in order for me to have the things that I want to have in my life? And it started out as a book I was reading by Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. And he gave an example of, oftentimes, he did an example of what percentage of responsibility is yours when it comes to relationships. And, as always, people say it's 50-50 if you're in a relationship or 60-40. They gave different variants to their level of responsibility in a relationship. And then what he did was he drew a circle, and in the circle he wrote 100%. He went on to explain that the reason why we're 100% responsible for our relationships and what we have and don't have in our lives is because we're always with ourselves. The only person that you can never escape is you. So from that, I learned that when I take 100% responsibility for the relationships that I have, good or bad, when I take responsibility for my finances, good or bad, when I take responsibility for the relationships I have with my children, good or bad, when I start taking responsibility for all those things, all the things that I have in my life, then I began to realize that things became clearer. Because when you take responsibility of self, when you get on that journey of mastery of self, things around you have to change. They have to change. So you have to take responsibility for self. Hey, Herb, how you doing? Julio, how you doing? Tony Woods, good to see you. You have to take responsibility for self. It starts there. Dorval, good morning. How you doing? You have to take responsibility for self. That's the foundation to creating the life that you want to have. A lot of us want to blame the external things. We want to blame things that are outside of ourselves instead of starting internally, because that's the place and that's the thing that you have control over. You have control over self. So step number one in showing up in your life is you want to take responsibility. You have to take responsibility for yourself. Okay? The second thing is you need to be grateful. Gratitude goes a long way. Now, there's a saying that goes, no man is an island, meaning that no one has gotten this far in their life by themselves. Even when you hear the statement, people say, I'm self-made. I'm a self-made this, or I'm a self-made that. In reality, that's the furthest thing from the truth. Because it took the cooperation of someone in your journey. It took the cooperation and help of someone in your experience. It took a group of other people to help you to become who you were. So when people start saying, I'm self-made, that is a very self-centered and selfish perspective, because yes, you might have gone through the transformations, you might have gone through the experiences, you might have done, hey Julio, good to see you. You might have gone through whatever it is as a personal experience, but you didn't do it by yourself. So gratitude is tantamount. Gratitude is huge. Gratitude is something that we all should have. And many of us don't display it. It starts with your first moment that you realize that you're still in the land of the living. You should be grateful. If you slept in a bed last night, if you had hot water, food, you had family around, you had amenities, whatever it is. I had a conversation today, she may even be on this broadcast today, but I had a conversation with someone who reached out to me and asked me to pray for them, which I'm always open and glad to do. But the reality of it was, in the conversation, she's going through some challenges, and I pointed her back to the fact that, listen, you need to be responsible. Everything that you need is in you. The experiences that you're going through right now didn't come to stay. They came to pass. But it's predicated on what you believe, and starts with gratitude. You woke up this morning. You were able to communicate. There are many people that, no matter where you find yourself presently, that would change places with you in a minute. They would take on your problems that you call problems. They would take on whatever it is that you're going through in exchange for what they're doing. So wake up each day with the spirit of gratitude. And most importantly, acknowledge the people that have helped you along the way. Show them gratitude. Show them appreciation. And I guarantee you that energy that you send out will come back to you 100-fold. And lastly, when to show up in your life, you got to do it when you don't feel like it. You really have to do it when you don't feel like it. And you say, Reggie, well, what do you mean about do it when you don't feel like it? Our brain is a marvelous, 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 marvelous machine. It's a marvelous machine. Its two major functions are to protect us from harm, okay, and to guide us in a way that we should benefit from our outcomes, okay? But here's the thing. Oftentimes, our brain will tell us not to do the very exact same thing that we need to do because it wants to protect us. And that's why in this series, we've talked about controlling that inner voice. That inner voice with the 50,000 inner conversations that we have per day, with 80% of those conversations being negative. You want to control that inner voice. You want to make sure. So when I say, to show up in your life, to do it even when you don't want to. For example, my daughter is on vacation this week. I work from home. I have a primary business and I have 2 affiliate businesses. And it took a lot of work to get here. So since my daughter's home and we don't have to get up to go anywhere, my mind says, hey, listen, lay in bed. You can do stuff later. You can put it off till tomorrow. You don't have to worry about that. But the reality of it is this. I had to snap back and realize if I was able to get up each and every day and be on time to a job that I disliked, I have to show up in my own life and in my own business every day. So even though I work from home and I'm blessed to do so, I get up and I treat it with value. I treat my life with value. I get up every morning still, just like I would do when I was going to a job, and I get up and I shower and I brush my teeth and I have breakfast. I have morning routines that I go through each and every day. I do my morning prayers. I do my affirmations. I do my meditation. There's different things now that I can do as opposed to when I had a job. But I have to be just as disciplined, if not more so, in my own business than I did when I worked for when I was trading my time for a paycheck. And this is one of the things that we get away from. We don't show up in our own lives like we're supposed to. We're going through the motions. You have been conditioned to get up in the morning to go to work. You're doing that out of habit. You don't have to think anymore. You don't have to think about how you drive the car, how the route that you take, or the train or bus that you take. You don't have to even think about it anymore. You preconditioned your mind to trade your time for a paycheck. Now, I'm not knocking that at all. I did that the majority of my life. Everybody needs an income, but you don't necessarily need a job. God has put the seeds of greatness in you, and you have the ability to create. Find something that you're passionate about, and also something that somebody will pay you to do. But you would do it for free if you didn't get paid. So you got to do things even when you don't feel like it, and you do it. You go to that job that you really don't like when you don't feel like it. You go there. But why don't you show up in your own life and do the things that you need to do and must do in your own life even when you don't feel like it? So to recap, you have to show up in your own life every day. Every day you got to show up in your own life. Step number 1, take full responsibility for everything. Everything. Don't waste your energy blaming other people for what you do or you don't have or whatever situation or circumstance that you might be going through. 2, you want to be grateful. Particularly be grateful for those who have helped you along the way. Nobody makes it on their own. There's no such thing as self-made. Okay? 3, even when you don't feel like it, show up. Show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's not that you have to do a thing, but a better way to look at it is not that you have to do something, but you get to do it. I get to be available for my daughter. I get to do these Facebook Lives. I get to serve other people. I get to. I don't have to. Because you don't even have to breathe if you don't want to. You don't have to go to work. You get to go to work. Mindset is everything. So be mindful of, as we've been saying, that control that negative voice in your head. Turn that conversation around. Hey, how you doing? I don't know. You got to teach me how to pronounce your name, young lady. Nikishi? I know I'm killing it. Please, you're going to have to show me how to pronounce your name, but good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Good to see you. But you're going to have to watch the rebroadcast, honey. But the mindset is everything. So what we say has power. It has value. It has weight. It has gravity. So be conscious of what you say each and every day. Speak life over yourself. Speak positively over yourself. Speak positively over your situation. Speak positivity over those who are connected to you. Okay? And show up even when you don't feel like it. So as always, you are worthy. You are worthy. You have to know that you're worthy. You're worthy to have the life that you want to have. You're worthy to shape it the way that you want to shape it. And you're worthy to have the outcomes that you want to have. But each and every day, you got to be responsible for you. Take responsibility for self. Learn mastery of self. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes work. But I guarantee you, if you put forth the effort, the rewards are great. So on that note, as always, hop over to my YouTube channel, Hollis205. Like the videos and subscribe to my channel over there. Hit the notification button here so you know when I come on each and every day. Like and share this video with someone because someone could use this message today. And as always, you are worthy. You are worthy. If you don't believe it, nobody else will. On that note, I want you guys to have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.